All right, so here we go. How we're going to put the raceway together for Bennion Deville. Um, you've done this before. It's going to be a two-piece. You'll have your front in one piece here, and then you'll have your backers here. And then once you get it all together, you'll lords the backer on. You've got those funny little middle pieces there. You have your end caps for all three pieces. So all three will go together. Um, There'll be separate pieces, but we'll go ahead and install. We'll just bump them together. You'll see that the contour backers that you lords on, they will hide the seams so that way it'll look like it's one piece. So this raceway will hide behind this one just slightly. You got about an 1/8 inch, that's fine. So install, just start on one end and just kind of bonk them together. The arrows will show you which way is up for your braces in the middle, and then those arrows will be hollow, and that's how they can run wire all the way through. I talked to install. They're going to go. It's going to be a remote. It's going to be a remote raceway or a remote power supply. So we don't have to worry about putting the switch in it or anything. So it's just all going to be secondary. We'll go ahead and let them drill their hole out the back. We're going to go ahead and have you got your lid up top here, and that'll stay clear of that. So anyway, just a couple of things though. We are doing a little bit different. You will have for the eyes. The eyes have the tittle up here. That one has to, in order to connect it, the face is going to be one piece. And then we are going to have those things that you've done before where you'll have this guy lords to the back and it'll have a little cover in order to bring the power down to the bottom here. All of these guys have the power through the bottom through the raceway. So that way you don't have to worry about that. So you'll have two of those to fold up and you'll have two of those to weld on here and here for the eyes to bring the power down. Otherwise, I went ahead and tried this. We'll just do 1/4 inch. I figured I'd trade off you guys having to have all of these for bracing to bend up. Instead, we're just going to route these 1/4 inch little braces. You've got small, medium, and large. There's just two larges for the logo there, and then you'll have mediums here for the eyes or for the L's and the D and the B. So those will handle it, and then the rest of it's just shorties for all the rest of the letters. Little guys don't have any braces; they're small enough. All right, so how to put this together? You go ahead and just bend up the face. Make sure that we're all bent up good. Don't undercook. Make sure you get a little bit overcooked. That way, we don't have any issues there. So you're going to bring in the 1/4 inch pieces. Find the dog bones, line them up, and you're just going to go ahead and get these guys in there. You're just going to tack them in, right? Don't get crazy. No need to fully weld everything. So just like you've done before, but instead of using those little channels and stuff, we're just going to directly tack this. So you're going to go ahead and tack along here. Go ahead and tack it in nice. You want to go ahead and tack down here in the raceway. Go ahead and tack that real well. You may or may not want to tack right here. There's a little bit of space there, but if that'll suck it in or not, who knows? But it's up to you. What you do want to do though is you want to be careful that you do not weld where this guy is going to go. So as you know, you're going to be lordsing in this area and you're going to bring this in and lords it all together. So this blue piece here, the backer piece, is notched for each of these. So make sure you have a no-fly zone in that area where you do not weld here. So keep all your welds like below this notch here. You can just keep all your welds down there, all your tacks, and then you can do anything above that. So just kind of keep an eye out that that's 1.5 inches. So make sure you don't put anything there. Otherwise, you will have to end up grinding these out. So you'll see these are notched to clearance those 1/4 inch pieces. So if you put welds in here, make sure you test fit everything. Don't just lords it up and go. Make sure everything fits properly. But if anyway, you might have to grind that out if you put welds right there. So just keep in mind, less is more. You don't need to get too crazy. So once we get that all, once you get all that welded in, you can go ahead and bring in your middle pieces here. And like you do. So go ahead and do like we usually do, where you'll lords this surface, lords that in, and then go ahead and bring that in and lords it in like you do. And then once that's all set, do like you've done before too, where you know lords all these surfaces, lords that, and then you're going to lords this, you know, the top part here, and then you're going to bring that in, and that's why it's important not to go ahead and weld right there. So, and then you've got your lid, you'll screw that from the top and should be good to go. Install will come in through the top and just screw into the beam. So it's a 4x6 steel beam and should be good to go there. So, and then after that, you'll have these separate letter backers. You'll go ahead and just use the 165s and lords these on directly. Or I'm sorry, the 17s. So you got here, you can utilize any of those to put these backers on, and just lords this backer all to here. Make sure these are all lords on well. There's the backer, the piece that you're going to bend up goes to the back of the eye. That'll help stiffen that, and then you'll go ahead and just lords these backers on, and that'll be that. That can go to paint separately, and then when it comes time to assemble, they're calling out for 3/4 inch standoffs. I'm going to go ahead and make it where you're going to use number 10 screws. The number 10 screws will come from the back at the top. You'll come from the back into the polycarb, and I'm going to go ahead and make the polycarb clearanced out where you'll come from the front of the polycarb into the metal Raceway. So you'll be going for the front this way, and you'll be going from the back that way. So I'll go ahead and get spacers and stuff all ordered up for that. So yeah, but it is going to be 3/4. Same thing here. All of these holes will be clearance to come from the back into the polycarb to sandwich it, and then down here you'll be going to, you know, through the polycarb to the Raceway. Just for safety, as usual, maybe throw a couple rivets in some of these holes just to get, you know, some mechanical versus chemical bond. Yeah, and then you've got your end caps. Go ahead and make sure that they're facing the right way. You have facing back. The arrow points up. They are directional. Let's see, all of your mid braces will be facing this way, except for your ends. Obviously your ends will be flipped, but for the most part, all braces go this direction. So you just look out for that and make sure that's all good. Otherwise, pretty straightforward. I think you guys can, you guys got it. So anyway, if you have any questions, ping me.